Welcome to another exciting edition of $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr-Magazine.
And today we're virtually in Japan. And while we were... Well,
Okay. All right.
work with me on this. So while we were virtually in Japan, guess what I picked up?
Paper.
Good call. A book. A real... Oh, that's really neat there with the see-through
It
books.
is
Very rare to get those.
rare.
Of course, everybody can read that. What does that say?
100.
Nice. There's a little English on there. There we go. It says, hold on, 100 Years of Literature Masterpiece Selection. Now, you probably have a question for me right now, don't you?
Well, you've answered it. Well, I've seen that. It's
You've seen this book before?
Well, that it is backwards, and that's normal.
That is true, too. That is actually, I wasn't going to go there, but you're actually absolutely right. When you do get books, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, they open backwards from the way they do in America. A lot of people don't realize that, so you would, wow, that was really neat. It's an advertisement for a chicken dinner. I was going UPC on the back, too.
Does that work?
Did not work, no.
All right.
But got an advertisement for a chicken dinner on the back. So if somebody's got a pile of these and you start looking through them going, why am I buying advertising books? Turn it over. It's actually something different. This is a Japanese book, and it's got a cola from USA. Great little ad in there.
Oh, nice.
Problem with listing something rather like this is it's nothing but text. Just text after text after text gives you no context whatsoever for what it is. 95% of people are not going to try to list it, unless, of course, you read Japanese, because you don't know how to list it. I'm going to give you a little secret over here. You listening?
Sure.
There we go. Go to Google Translate, and I know what you're going to say to me, but my keyboard doesn't have all of these characters on it.
Exactly.
All you need to do is there's apps on the phone, and you go into whether, now you've got an Apple, what do they have there, Apple Store or something it's called?
Yes.
There we go. You go into the Apple Store or you go into the Google Store if you've got an Android and that sort of thing, and type in Google Translate, and you download it. And it does have it where you can type in the words, but it also has where you can click on it and use the camera.
Oh, nice.
So all you do is take the camera on your phone, you point it at the text. Now you have to hold it kind of steady, and it'll do translating. You can do it one of two ways. You can either hold it there or you can push scan, and then what it'll do is it'll virtually scan across your phone, and it'll then translate it for you.
Nice.
Works out really well because a lot of people don't want to deal with foreign language books. And up in Rochester, we've got a lot of Ukrainian people. So you can go to a lot of sales and that sort of thing, and you get just piles of Ukrainian books. How many people you think that don't read Ukrainian buy those books?
0.
Little higher.
Two?
One.
You?
there we go. So it's a wonderful way to make money because a lot of people will not even try them. They'll look at them. They'll say, I can't read this. They'll walk right by it. And who knows what the stuff might possibly be. And the nice thing about it, given that, generally speaking, Ukrainian books, for example, are difficult to sell at estate sales, if you go to the last day of the estate sale, how much you think you're going to pay for a big pile of Ukrainian books?
Pennies.
Exactly. Dollars total for big boxes, yeah. Yep. This Japanese book collection, I picked it up from somebody who had picked it up. I paid 15 cents a book is what I ended up paying for Japanese books. They didn't want to do the work, and I will tell you, it is a lot of work to do. It really is a lot of work because you got to take each book, click, translate, and then you're sitting there looking on your phone trying to type at the same time. It is a fair amount of work in order to do it, but I did sell 3 Japanese books today in a lot for $25. So I paid 45 cents for them. Again, it is a lot of work, and they're certainly not fast sales. So if you're somebody that's not into the long tail, may not work for you, you may just want to kind of grab it, randomly check a couple of books here and there and see if there's something real special about them. oh my gosh, secrets of John F. Kennedy's assassination. Whoa,
Nice.
something like that you might want to sell separately. But if you take a look through and you get a general idea, hey, these are all literature books, you can certainly take put them in a lot and sell the whole lot of them. But you can certainly buy them very, very cheap. And one thing that I've always thought, and I've always done a fair amount of stuff with international books because a lot of people don't want to deal with them. Pretend we didn't have the thing on the phone to be able to translate it.
Right.
Does it matter if you or I can read this?
No.
Who does it matter that can read it?
Whoever can read
Whoever's
it.
buying
the buyer
it.
That can
the
read
buyer that can read it, right. So even if you don't end up using the Google Translate and you're leaving a little bit of money on the table, not a big deal because you're buying it so cheap. But if you want to invest the time to go through book by book, what I ended up doing with these various books, there you go. The chicken's making you hungry there.
it. Yeah, well.
But what I ended up doing with the various books is I went through them and I kind of sorted them out. Like I could tell one was a Bible. So then I found another book when I was doing the translations that was not exactly a Bible, but it was inspirational. Mm-hmm. So I allotted those two together, and that actually sold as well. One other little trick, and this is rather difficult for me and maybe difficult for you as well. If you get into the Japanese or the Chinese, they're character-based as opposed to the letters are character-based. However, every book, say this were an author's name, every book of his would have his name on there somewhere. So what I ended up doing was I took the books and I sorted them. And what I did is I recognized a given character, and I'd said, okay, what books have this character as the last one? And I sorted those all off to the side, and then I looked at, is the first character the same? And I was able to find 4 or 5 books that all had the same author's name on them, just reading it like that, and I was grouped those together. So, yeah, kind of interesting way to do things there.
So there's a lot of work involved?
There is an awful lot of work involved.
So for me, if I acquired this, there's no work involved. Here you go.
There you go. That works for me too.
I have an outlet.
Let me see if I can find my 10 cents. What that says. So see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.
To Google Translate, and you can use the camera on your phone, and you'll be able to find out exactly.